A data center can contain the fastest AI chips ever built. Thousands of GPUs, hundreds of billions of transistors, cooling systems powerful enough to remove the heat generated by a small industrial facility. And yet the entire machine can still be slowed down by something that looks almost ordinary. A strand of glass, not a silicon wafer, not high bandwidth memory, not another advanced processor, glass. Inside modern AI data centers, microscopic pulses of light travel through optical fiber, carrying information between servers, switches, buildings, and entire campuses. These fibers have become the nervous system connecting the chips together, and demand is now increasing so quickly that some of China's largest optical fiber manufacturers reportedly have production lines operating near full capacity, with order schedules extending into early 2027. One industry executive estimates that AI-focused data centers may require approximately 36 times more fiber than traditional CPU-based racks. Corning says individual 72 GPU systems, including designs based around Nvidia's Blackwell platform, can already need 16 times more fiber than conventional cloud switching racks. That helps explain why Nvidia recently entered a long-term partnership with Corning to expand American optical connectivity manufacturing capacity tenfold. It also helps explain why Nvidia committed $2 billion to optical specialist Coherent, while Meta agreed to purchase as much as $6 billion of fiber, cable, and connectivity equipment from Corning. The next AI bottleneck may not be the ability to manufacture more GPUs. It may be the ability to connect them, because an isolated AI chip is not an AI factory. It is simply a very expensive calculator waiting for data, the component hiding in plain sight. When most people picture artificial intelligence, they imagine processors, large black packages, glowing server racks, silicon wafers moving through advanced factories. Optical fiber rarely receives the same attention because the technology appears passive. A fiber does not calculate. It does not train a model. It does not store billions of parameters. It simply carries information. But that simple job has become one of the hardest problems in modern computing. Large AI models are not usually trained on one processor. The work is divided across hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of accelerators. Every accelerator calculates only one part of the result. Then the machines must exchange what they learned again, and again, and again. The processors are constantly talking. If that communication slows, the expensive computing hardware waits. Imagine hiring 10,000 brilliant engineers to build one aircraft, then giving them a single narrow hallway through which every drawing, component, and instruction must pass. The engineers may be fast. The hallway determines how quickly the aircraft is completed. Optical fiber is the hallway, and AI has turned that hallway into a traffic jam. Why AI needs so much more fiber? Traditional data centers mainly handle requests moving between users and servers. Someone loads a website. A company accesses a database. A video is streamed. Information generally enters the data center, reaches the correct machine, and leaves again. AI clusters generate a different kind of traffic. Most of the communication happens inside the facility. GPU to GPU, rack to rack, switch to switch, building to building. This is called east-west traffic. During AI training, thousands of accelerators repeatedly exchange model updates. If one part of the cluster finishes its calculation early, it may still have to wait for the others before the next step begins. The network, therefore, cannot merely be fast on average. It must be consistently fast. One congested connection can hold back an entire group of processors. This is why AI networks are built with enormous numbers of redundant links. Engineers try to ensure that any GPU can communicate with many others without all the traffic being forced through one narrow route. The network begins to resemble a giant web. More processors create more possible connections. More connections require more ports. More ports require more transceivers, switches, connectors, and fibers. The growth is not always linear. Double the number of accelerators, and the communication problem may increase by far more than 2 times. That is how a data center filled with GPUs can consume dozens of times more optical fiber than a traditional server installation. Why copper cannot handle everything? Copper still plays an important role inside computing systems. It is inexpensive, it is familiar, and over short distances it can move data extremely quickly. But copper has limits. As transmission speeds increase, electrical signals weaken, interference becomes harder to control, power consumption rises because the system must work harder to preserve signal quality. A short connection inside one server can remain electrical. A connection running across a row of racks becomes more difficult. A link crossing a large building becomes harder again. At 800 gigabits per second, and especially as networks move toward 1.6 terabits, distance becomes expensive. Copper cables can also become thick and heavy. A rack containing hundreds of high-speed connections can begin to resemble a mechanical sculpture made from cables. Fiber changes the equation. Instead of pushing electrons through metal, the system converts data into pulses of light. Those pulses travel through an extremely pure glass core, surrounded by material with a slightly different optical property. Light reflects internally and remains trapped inside the fiber, traveling long distances with far less signal loss than an equivalent electrical connection. The strand can be thinner than a human hair, yet it may carry extraordinary amounts of data. That is why AI infrastructure is gradually shifting from copper toward optics, not everywhere, not all at once, but closer and closer to the processor. The light is moving toward the chip. Traditional optical networks use pluggable transceivers. A cable reaches the front of a network switch. An optical module converts the incoming light into an electrical signal. The electrical data then travels across the circuit board to the switching chip. That arrangement has worked well, but as bandwidth rises, the electrical path between the optical module and the chip begins consuming more power. It also creates heat. Nvidia's answer is co-packaged optics. Instead of keeping optical components at the outer edge of the switch, the optical engines move much closer to the networking silicon. The electrical path becomes shorter. More of the journey happens as light. Nvidia says its photonics-based networking systems can improve power efficiency, while allowing AI clusters to scale to much larger numbers of GPUs. But this transition does not reduce the importance of glass. It increases it. More optical engines create more optical connections. More connections require more fibers, connectors, splitters, and precision components. The light may move closer to the chip. The glass follows it. This is why Nvidia's partnerships with Corning and Coherent matter. The company is not merely buying cable. It is helping expand the manufacturing base for the optical architecture its future AI systems will depend on. What sold out until 2027 really means. The phrase sounds absolute. It is not. China has not run out of every spool of fiber. Homes will not suddenly lose internet access because AI consumed the world's glass. The real situation is more specific. Industry reports indicate that large Chinese manufacturers such as Hengtong and FiberHome are operating at high utilization, while delivery schedules for some optical products now extend into early 2027. Other Chinese suppliers have reported overseas orders booked into the first quarter of next year. That means much of the available manufacturing capacity has already been committed. A new customer can still place an order. The customer may simply have to wait much longer than before. And the shortage is not equal across every product. Basic telecom fiber is different from the bend-resistant, high-density and low-loss fiber required inside advanced data centers. AI installations often need specialized products capable of being packed tightly into limited spaces while maintaining signal quality. Those are precisely the products experiencing the greatest pressure. So sold out is useful shorthand. The more accurate description is this. The production calendar is filling faster than factories can expand it. The demand curve turned vertical. In 2025, global demand for optical fiber and cable used in data centers reportedly increased by almost 76%. The total reached nearly 70 million core kilometers. 1 core kilometer represents one fiber core extending for 1 kilometer. A cable containing hundreds or thousands of individual cores therefore adds up quickly. Industry forecasts suggest demand could exceed 100 million core kilometers in 2026. That is not normal growth. That is the shape of a market being reorganized. For years, optical fiber demand was driven mainly by telecom networks, broadband expansion, and mobile infrastructure. Fiber traveled toward homes. Now, increasingly, it travels toward GPUs. One Chinese industry expert summarized the transformation clearly. Optical fiber used to be installed near households. Now it is installed beside every accelerator. The destination changed. The volumes changed with it. And manufacturers that survived years of weak pricing suddenly find themselves facing more demand than they prepared for. Why factories cannot simply make more optical fiber look simple after it is finished? The manufacturing process is not. It begins with a preform. A preform is a large, extremely pure cylinder of specially engineered glass. It contains the same basic optical structure that will exist inside the final fiber, but at a much larger scale. The center becomes the fiber core. The surrounding glass becomes the cladding. To create the preform, manufacturers deposit carefully controlled layers of glass material while adjusting chemical composition and refractive properties. Impurities must be minimized. A tiny contamination can scatter light. A slight variation can change how the signal travels. Once the preform is completed, It is placed inside a tall drawing tower. The bottom is heated until the glass softens. Gravity and precise mechanical control pull a thin strand downward. A cylinder weighing hundreds of kilograms can become thousands of kilometers of optical fiber. The strand must maintain an almost perfectly consistent diameter. Protective coatings are applied immediately. The fiber is tested, bundled, and later assembled into cables. Expanding this process is not as simple as buying another machine and turning it on. Preform factories require specialized equipment, skilled engineers, clean production environments, and significant capital. New capacity can take 18 months to 2 years to become operational. That delay explains the current mismatch. AI demand changes in months. Glass capacity changes in years. The preform is the real bottleneck. The preform is often the most valuable part of the optical fiber supply chain. It determines the quality and performance of the final strand. Manufacturers can sometimes expand cable assembly capacity relatively quickly. Producing much more high-quality preform is harder. That is where technical knowledge becomes important. The glass must be pure enough that light can travel through kilometers of fiber while losing only a small fraction of its power. The composition must remain stable from the center of the preform to its outer edge. The material must draw smoothly without creating microscopic defects. Think of stretching a highly detailed image painted on a thick cylinder until the cylinder becomes a thread. Every internal proportion must remain correct. China's major fiber companies have invested heavily in this upstream capability. FiberHome recently displayed what it describes as the world's largest optical fiber preform, reflecting the industry's effort to extract more finished fiber from each manufacturing cycle. But even larger preforms do not instantly solve the shortage. They must be manufactured consistently. They must meet the correct specifications, and the rest of the production system must be able to draw, coat, test, and cable the resulting fiber. The chain is only as fast as its slowest operation. Why China matters? China built enormous optical fiber capacity during the expansion of broadband, mobile networks, and national communications infrastructure. That scale once contributed to oversupply and weak pricing. Factories competed aggressively. Margins narrowed. Some smaller producers left the market. Larger manufacturers became cautious about adding even more capacity. Then AI arrived. The same industry that had spent years worrying about too much fiber suddenly faced the opposite problem. Chinese manufacturers now supply domestic computing projects while receiving rising orders from overseas customers. First quarter overseas sales across parts of the Chinese fiber industry reportedly increased by more than 55% compared with the previous year. The advantage is not only low manufacturing cost, it is scale. Large preform capacity, existing draw towers, cable factories, experienced engineering teams, and supply networks already capable of delivering enormous quantities. The AI boom did not create this industrial base. It revealed how valuable it had become. The price of specialized glass is rising. Not every fiber price has moved equally, but certain high-performance categories have increased sharply. One specialized bend-resistant product used in dense installations reportedly rose from around 32 yuan to as much as 240 yuan per core kilometer over roughly 1 year. That represents an increase of several hundred%. Why would bend resistance matter? Because AI data centers are crowded. Cables must turn around tight corners. They pass through racks, trays, and densely packed connection panels. A normal fiber bent too sharply can leak light and weaken the signal. Bend-resistant fiber maintains performance in tighter spaces. That becomes valuable when thousands of connections must be installed inside a limited area. The data center does not merely need more glass. It needs better glass, and better glass is harder to produce quickly. Nvidia's response is not small. In May 2026, Nvidia and Corning announced a multi-year partnership to expand optical connectivity manufacturing in the United States. Corning plans to increase its American optical connectivity capacity tenfold. It also plans to raise American fiber production capacity by more than 50% and construct 3 new manufacturing facilities. That is not the response of a company expecting demand to return to normal next quarter. Nvidia separately announced a $2 billion investment in Coherent, alongside purchase commitments and access to future optical capacity. Coherent manufactures lasers, optical components, and networking products needed to convert electrical information into light and move it through AI systems. Meta has reached its own agreement with Corning worth as much as $6 billion. The pattern is clear. Large technology companies are no longer treating fiber as a generic product they can purchase whenever needed. They are securing manufacturing capacity years in advance. They are funding expansion. They are reserving supply. That usually happens when a component moves from being a commodity to being strategically important. Can a glass shortage actually delay AI? Potentially. A company can purchase GPUs and still be unable to deploy them immediately if the rest of the infrastructure is missing. Servers need power, cooling, switches, memory, buildings, transformers, and connectivity. An AI cluster cannot simply place thousands of accelerators in one room and expect them to cooperate. The network must be installed, tested, and synchronized. If optical cables arrive late, the entire facility may open late. If only part of the network is available, expensive processors may remain underused. This does not mean fiber will stop the AI industry. Manufacturers are expanding. Customers can redesign networks. Some short connections can continue using copper. Engineers can reduce fiber counts through more efficient architectures, higher capacity strands, or multi-core designs. But each workaround has limits. At some point, physical data must move. The processors cannot calculate information they have not received. The honest catch: the 36 times figure should not be treated as a universal law. Different data centers use different architectures. A small inference facility may not resemble an enormous training cluster. Some systems use more copper, others move rapidly toward optics. The number of fibers depends on rack design, GPU count, redundancy, network topology, and transmission speed. Corning's estimate of 16 times more fiber for certain 72 GPU nodes may be more relevant to specific modern systems. The 36 times estimate describes the broader intensity of AI-focused facilities compared with traditional CPU racks. Both numbers communicate the same direction. AI networking is far more fiber-intensive than conventional computing. The exact multiplier changes. The demand problem remains. My take. My view is that this story reveals something important about every major technology boom. The public focuses on the glamorous component, the GPU, the model, the benchmark, but the limitation often appears somewhere less exciting. A transformer, a cooling pipe, a memory package, a cable. In this case, a strand of purified glass. Nvidia can design a faster accelerator, but if thousands of those accelerators cannot exchange data quickly enough, much of the additional computing power is wasted. That is why optical fiber has moved from the background to the center of AI infrastructure planning. The most interesting part is not simply that China has large fiber factories. It is that those factories were built for one technological era and have suddenly become critical to another. Infrastructure created for telecom networks is now being redirected toward AI. Manufacturing capacity that once looked excessive now looks scarce, and the industry cannot expand quickly because the true bottleneck begins with a highly specialized cylinder of glass that may take years of factory investment to produce at a larger scale. No glass, no connection, no AI factory. So what do you think? Will optical fiber become one of the biggest hidden constraints on artificial intelligence over the next several years? Or will new networking designs, multi-core fiber, and co-packaged optics allow manufacturers to stay ahead of demand? Let me know your view in the comments. And if you want more grounded stories about the materials, machines, and overlooked components shaping the future of computing, subscribe to Eastern Engine. Because the next limit on artificial intelligence may not be hiding inside the chip. It may be the glass connecting one chip to another.